very important. Now, I want you to understand this. The Royal Protocol is very important. It's there for a lot of reasons in reference to protecting my beauty from anybody trying to steal my identity. It's a very detailed document from top to toe. Like, it tells if I got a beauty mark on my leg or a birthmark or, you know, certain types of, you know, Jewish markings or, you know, certain other things too, you know, Catholic acknowledgments or whichever. Yeah. And it's documentation of my mother and father and who I am in reference to my birth certificate, and documentation of my identity. It has fingerprints information, DNA information, one-of-a-kind DNA information. Now, another thing. I'm a pretty boy. I'm a preppy boy. I'm kind of like a GQ kind of guy, some people might say. Even though I like, you know, working out, athletics, and stuff like that. And my parents made trust funds for me. And my parents gave me the estates. And they knew it would be difficult for me to work out in the public. You know that, right? Because some people would be jealous of my wealth. Somebody from some country would be jealous of my parents' success, or they'd be jealous of the religion of my parents, or, you know, they'd be jealous of something. I don't know what it is, why people are like that, but that's what it is. My parents gave me, you know, the estates, the mansions, the properties, everything from top to toe. You know, I own all my mother and father's clothing. I own all the papers. I own all the properties. I own all the furniture and all the properties everywhere. In reference to my mother and father's personal mansions and things like that. Now, this is very important. I'm a pretty boy. Plus, I am a historic document of my mother and father's estates. And I mean this. My beauty is my beauty. I'm allowed to be a bigger pussy than anybody. I'm allowed to be a bigger wimp than anybody. If it came down to being a, you know, nitpicking, like, oh, you scratched me, oh, I broke a nail. Oh, it even tells you if I had to break a fucking nail, it could be considered attempted murder against the government. Because they tried to weaken my fingernails, or they tried to burn my fingernails and tried to make them brittle. Read those documents. And in reference to skin lotion, if I had to wear certain types of skin lotion or something because a satellite man was burning me, or they were chapping my skin or chapping my upper lip, that is attempted murder. In reference to the Royal Protocol in the media, it says, don't ever damage me, don't ever scratch me, don't ever damage my teeth or my body. It said that since the first day I was born. Plus, when I was a little boy, I had injuries when I was little, so, you know, it's kind of like reference to plane crashes, or when the government shot me when I was a little boy, when they tried to break into my father's mansion in Hello, Texas. I don't know if you guys got the records over there or something. Somebody said, they got the records over there. And records in other places, you know, in reference to other things. In Hello, Chicago, you know, my mother and father and I, we were living in Chicago too. Because we traveled to different mansions across the country. And plus we traveled to Italy and Europe and other places. Lots of things of importance. But I am really serious about this, government man. If you have damaged my teeth, or you tried to make me look like a bum, or you tried to make me look like a poor boy, that's a violation of wealth protection. Like, for instance, if I dressed up like a character in a movie, that's one thing. But in reference to reality and you've damaged my teeth, I'm a pretty boy, man. And I'm an athlete. What you've done to my teeth is not acceptable in any way. You have to be prosecuted. And the Treasury, I don't know why you didn't send me money immediately from the first day you saw the damage. Because my mother had conversations with the Treasury. My mother and I even traveled to the White House when I was younger. And they know that. So where's the confusion? What's the confusion for? The White House knew who my mother and father are. When I was a little boy and my father was alive, we'd travel to the White House. You know, my father had mansions in Washington, D.C. My mother had mansions over there too, didn't she? I own my mother and father's mansions in Washington, D.C. and everywhere else. So in reference to the information about me being a pretty boy, government man, you tried to make me look like a roughneck, or you tried to make me look like a thug, or you tried to make me look like, you know, a rough character. I'm telling you again, government man, you don't want to be doing that. You really don't. Because if I can get the death penalty on you for damaging my teeth, man, that's what you're going to get. You know, my teeth are very important to the Royal Protocol too. Very important to my identity, and the Royal Protocol can't be changed. I mean, it's a growing document. If I get taller, then I get taller, you know, my, you know, basic information of things. And you don't have a right damaging me, because my stature in the Royal Protocol is based on my parents' wealth and family history. It's not a government document. It's above government. So any government activity of government trying to damage my anatomy, it is criminal against government. This is a sub-VOD C. I'm going to try to get another, you know, probably the Pro Color Vape mod. You know, I don't know. Got to save money because the government's blocking me from my privileges. Look how much money they're blocking me on a daily basis. Now, you know, there's other billionaires out there in the world. Everybody knows that. And the government's blocking me from millions and billions of dollars. I'm supposed to have access to certain amounts of money on a daily basis. Meaning, because somebody else in the world is rich, and in reference to their personal wealth, they have certain access to certain amounts of money based on their personal wealth. Well, in reference to my mother and father, they had on documents and they had information of where I was supposed to have access to a certain amount of money on a daily basis. Whether I got into the money or not, I was supposed to have access. And another thing, I don't play industry of death shit. So if anybody tries to call me crazy or weird, you know, I don't even hang out with your people. And I won't ever hang out with your people. And there has to be restraining orders put on every single person that called me crazy. And if you tried to call me a violent person, you have to be subpoenaed into court. I've never been a violent person. And every time somebody's tried to get at me, you always find out that they were working for Frank Sinatra, or they were working for some politician, or some CIA man, or some NSA man, or some FBI man. And you know, when I was in Richmond, Indiana, when they were holding me hostage over there, that satellite man, you know, I was standing out in front of the house on Richmond, and that satellite man communicated to me saying he was going to try to use me as his lightning rod. That was a CIA head director that said that shit, wasn't it? He's the one that communicated that shit to me when I was being held hostage in Richmond. So you know he was a part of that. He was associated with kidnapping me. And I was held hostage in Arkansas too. You know, my mother rescued me from every time they kidnapped me, and then this hostage situation in the past 17 years has definitely been the longest hostage situation ever. You guys are aware of that, right? So obviously, in reference to the laws of government, they're showing extreme incompetence, and their belligerent, intentional violations of them trying to cover it up is criminal activity and serious crimes of government. So in reference to, you know, back to the point of me being a pretty boy, man, don't touch me. Don't scratch me. Don't damage my teeth. Because if I can get the death penalty on you, then that's what you're going to get for damaging my teeth. I'm telling you, my teeth can heal from this, what you've already done. You might sit in prison for the rest of your fucking life, and somebody might be throwing food at you, or might be throwing things at you in your prison cell. When you get locked up, I'm telling you, man, you're going to wish you never did what you done. I'm very serious. And I'm a pretty boy. You don't have a right trying to make me look like no junkie or rough character by damaging my fucking teeth. I don't sit at your house and smile at you, government man. My teeth are a part of my anatomy. My teeth travel with me when I travel somewhere. My teeth are a part of my smile, not yours. You don't have a right damaging my teeth because of your jealousy or 7 deadly sins or fatal attraction or your hatred or anything like that, government man. And where's my lawsuit monies, Treasury Department? This is total BS. Satellite man's still been damaging my teeth. They're still hitting me right there. So in reference to government trying to play tricks, or government trying to play games, I don't play it. The government's got to be sued for not paying me from the first evidence of damage on the teeth. Where's my lawsuit money? It's going to go up. I thought I get a bigger, new thing. Something on page. Oh, in reference to the Pro Color, I don't know. I've seen some other ones that I wanted to get, but I don't have any money because the government's blocking me from my money. I was supposed to have 24-hour limousine service. My mother had it on record, didn't she? The Royal Protocol says that too, doesn't it? Where's the information? Where's my Rolls Royce? I asked for a Rolls Royce to be parked in my driveway here. Where's it at? I asked for a navigation system in it too, which has points of interest of where I could travel from here, and a map that travel, directions to my mother and father's mansions. Whichever one I could get the keys to. I mean, I'm the owner of everything. He's supposed to have the keys to everything. But I'm not giving the keys to nobody, See, it's kind of a long history. I was trained in satellite communications in reference to some things, Yeah. See, one of my uncles knew my father pretty well. You government people would be scared as shit in those court cases if my father came back to life now, wouldn't you? He might come back to life. My mother might come back to life too. They're both frozen. Better not be holding them hostage, government. Man, if they're frozen, or if you're holding, if my parents came back to life already, and you better not be holding them hostage. I'm serious. You people will sit in prison until you die, whoever you government people are. You don't want to play tricks. And my father might come back to life. No, I'm not related to Harry Hughes, is what that government man wants. Not government man, but what my uncle wants you to know. Now, I guess Harry Hughes is in the CIA or something. I'm not in the CIA. I've never been in the CIA. And I was on my father's ship back in the 70s when he was lifting the submarine off the bottom of the ocean. Everybody knows that, right? I'm a real nice person, man. I don't play tricks. I don't get into games. And whoever damaged my teeth, man, you have to go to court. And I'm allowed to be the biggest pussy in the world. I'm allowed to be the biggest wimp in the world. I'm allowed to be like, oh, don't touch me. I'm allowed to be like that, Don't touch my teeth. Oh. I'm allowed to be like that. I don't want you touching my goddamn teeth. I swear to God, you better stop. I'm allowed to be the biggest baby in the world. My mother and father gave me the estates. I'm the only child. I'm not allowed to accept anybody else claiming to be a relative of my mother and father as any person claiming to be a child, or anybody trying to play claiming they were some contender of the estate of my mother and father. I'm not allowed to accept anybody, not never. You guys understand that, right? And my parents had trust funds set up for me so I wouldn't have to work a regular job. And my trust funds are over they're in the billions plus. You people tried to call me crazy. And you tried to block me from my wealth. And you tried to drive me crazy by burning me with satellites. And I knew what you were doing. I had been through that when I was a little boy. I was right there with my father when my father died from satellite torture. I was sitting right there with my daddy. I was even at the autopsy with my father, and my mother was there too. Somebody has the records of that. So in reference to the information, government man, and hello, Biltmore and Hearst Castle and other places, anything's of importance. Now you guys know I have a long name. I have a very lengthy name. My name's lengthy. So even though people know who I am and know my name, I have other names too that are part of my birth name. Isn't that right, Biltmore? You guys know some of those names? You didn't see that, right? They toggled my shoulders. You don't know which person does that, do you? Hello, Hearst Castle over there. Anything's of importance? Hello, Windsor Castle. in England and France and Italy. Now, reference to the information. You know, I'm waiting for my Rolls Royce to be parked in the driveway here at 3:15. You guys know where I'm at. Where's the Rolls Royce at? Where's the Ferrari? They kept communicating and saying, or somebody kept pointing out or trying to say that they were trying to deliver a Ferrari. You could park it right in the front grass, right in the grass. A Ferrari. I know how to drive a Ferrari. I know how to get it off the curb. You just get it in the driveway or get it in the front yard. I know how to move my van. What, are you Italian and you don't know how to drive a fucking car? They'll say, oh, it might have ground effects on it. Man, I don't care. Italians know how to fix that, don't they? If it gets scraped on the bottom. It's more important that I get out of this city. Whether there's ground effects on a goddamn Ferrari or not. You guys understand that? Or a Rolls Royce. And my RX-7, one of my RX-7s is sitting in my mother's house in Beverly Hills, is it not? One of my cars, an RX-7. Plus there's a Lamborghini sitting in the driveway of one of my mother's mansions of mine. And these government people are holding me hostage in Indiana. What did these people in Indiana claim that they were doing for me? Ruining my life, ruining my career, damaging my teeth? What do they claim they were doing for me in Indianapolis, Indiana? I can't even date the girls from Indiana. And the girls that I'm friends with in other cities and states, they're too scared to come over here. And I'm not gay. So in reference to the information, Rolls-Royce Company, how you doing? Ferrari, how you doing? You know, you guys need to be talking to each other. Somebody needs to deliver a car with a road map navigator on it, so I can just drive to my mother and father's mansions. The reason why it's got to have a map on it and guidelines, and you know, you need to put maybe some money in there too. I'm tax free, so you can write it off. You know, call the Treasury; they'll tell you, because every day is a lawsuit. You know, you might drop off a $1 million Rolls Royce or $1 million Ferrari or something like that. But each day I'm sitting here in Indianapolis is going to cost the U.S. government billions of dollars. It's going to cost them billions from the past, too. So they'd be happy if you dropped off a hello Mercedes, how you doing? If you dropped, or hello Maserati. They'd be happy if you dropped off a Ferrari in the front yard. Or a Rolls Royce. Don't forget, I was born with royal diplomatic immunity. You want to know why? Because what I'm protecting is more valuable than the property of the government. I own more land than the government. My mansions are bigger than the White House. Don't ever forget that. White House is like 50,000 square feet. Plus I got to build some bigger mansions too. I got to add on to my mother and father's mansions. My grandfather's mansions too. It's on documents. So in reference to Ferrari or Rolls Royce or any of the other beautiful car companies, I need a navigator put in the vehicle so I can travel from Indianapolis to Beverly Hills or Las Vegas. How you guys doing, Las Vegas? This is very serious. So, you know, in reference to the lawsuit, you need to get that Rolls Royce parked in the fucking front yard. Or the Ferrari. They kept communicating Ferrari, and Rolls Royce kept communicating. If you park it out front, nobody's going to steal it. Right? Just park it right in the grass. Right by the tree. If it has ground effects on it, so fucking what? That'll probably happen driving in on the streets and the ramps in the parking lots in California any fucking way, probably. Haven't you ever seen? Didn't you see that video? Was it one of those celebrities? I'm not going to say your name. You know who you are. He was trying to get his car up a ramp. You know, just about, you know, in California, they got a lot of ramps and parking garages. And then cars have ground effects on them there, too. So park it right in the grass. You could even park it right on the street. This is, you know, reference to royal information. Parking the car right there by the curb. Have a security vehicle down the street that watches down the street to make sure nobody steals the vehicle. Because tomorrow and every other day, the government's getting sued for billions. And each time the satellite man hits my teeth, it's easily, you know, $50 to $100 billion lawsuit. Plus. Seriously. See, the lawsuits are based on my value, not based on the value of what you're doing, government satellite man. See, you might think, oh, you're just pushing a button like... and that's just, you know, that's like 2 seconds or a second of your time. But you're causing severe damage. The lawsuits are not based on how quick you make an injury. The lawsuits are not based on your simple button pushing. The lawsuits are based on what you're trying to damage. My value, my life. My parents even had it on document that you're not allowed to damage anything about me. I had serious facial injuries when I was a little boy. And when I was injured, you know, I was injured for over 10 years one time. And it said on those documents, don't ever fucking injure me, government man. Don't ever. And all the accusations, some of you politicians or government people, you're really stupid to allow people to make accusations that have no merit. They have no legal right. For some reason, I guess you just, maybe you're in on it or something. Which is obviously one of those, you know, hey, you're, you know, you made your own career what it is. I don't know what to tell you, but you violate my status. You know, I'm just trying to get home to my mother and father's mansions. And don't forget, my birth status is royal diplomatic immunity. It's not a political status. It's not a government status. It's above government. It's above politicians. It's above law enforcement. Don't forget, law enforcement and the government purchases products from my companies. In reference to my mother and father's estates, I'm the owner of the estates. I own the companies. I'm not ever stepping down. I'm not ever giving up the companies because I'm the real owner. Wouldn't make sense. I'm not allowed to give any of the companies or businesses away to any children either. I'm the only true blood of my mother and father. I'm the last living relative. And I'm supposed to live a very, very long time, and I'm supposed to look beautiful the whole time. Yeah. Well, protocols in the media. This video is getting longer, but hey, I'm telling you, and you know, Rolls Royce, if a cop says, no, this cop says they can't deliver a car there. Well, who the fuck is he? Who the fuck is the cop that say you couldn't deliver a royal vehicle to me? Does that cop claim to be a royal? That cop claims to be above the treasury? I'm talking about this dirty government man. He usually communicates something saying he disagrees with something. See, when you got to mention things out loud, you find out what they try to do. Like if you say something out loud like, well, my mother and father said I'm supposed to be at home in the mansions. And then that government man sometimes will say, well, government man disagrees with that. They'll communicate that too. And I'll be like, oh yeah. Something like, oh, they'll hit you with a satellite saying they disagree. Like they'll hit you somewhere. Not in reference to the teeth. Don't ever touch my fucking teeth. They'll say, oh, they disagree with that. Something like that. Well, they don't have a legal right disagreeing. See, my status even tells you what my status is in the Royal Protocol. And at the Treasury. And at the Deeds Department. And since I own a lot of land, government man would try to steal it, wouldn't they? And I'm the rightful owner. My parents didn't have no debts, government man. And I'm tax-free, too. So in reference to the information, I'm going to make this video come to an end real quick on it, because it's like 25 minutes now, 30, 20, almost 26 minutes, going on 26 minutes. But in reference to the information, you need to deliver the Rolls Royce, park it in the front yard, or the Ferrari or Maserati, whatever car, I need a map. I need a map so everybody knows which way I'm traveling to my mother and father's mansions. The Teamsters that have to know, the Treasury has to know. That's why I need a guidance system on my vehicle. So you need to get that car parked in the front yard here. In reference to law enforcement, I'm not supposed to have to talk to law enforcement. You're supposed to talk to attorneys, just in case you're, These people tried to hold me hostage, tried to pile shit on me. I'm not involved with anybody's tricks, man. I can't stand that. It feels disgusting. And the surface on the outside of the teeth is damaged from that satellite man burning my teeth. I'm allowed to be a bigger pussy than you, man. I'm allowed to be a wimp. Oh, you damaged my teeth. Yeah, you're right. You did damage my teeth. Meaning, you would say, oh yeah, they damaged your teeth, you're a big baby. Yeah, you're right. Because my beauty is documented and copywritten, and this is a violation of the goddamn copyrights. And your satellite activity of damaging my teeth is a violation of protection laws, of which you knew you would cause an injury to my teeth if you had been looking at my face. Where's my lawsuit monies? Every day's a lawsuit. Every time they hit, it's another lawsuit. They just hit me right there. Another multi-billion-dollar lawsuit. Yeah, right there. Where's my lawsuit? I say, oh, this government man wants to question you. No. You wanted to question me. You've been holding me hostage, spying on me every fucking day. Trying to make up shit, claiming you were out to lunch one day, making up shit, spying on me, government man. Thought you missed something? You've been burning my mouth and burning my face all these years? You never had a legal right, not even for 1 second. Not never. Not never, government man. So, in reference to Rolls Royce, if the cop says, or a government man says you couldn't deliver a car to me, you get them in court. See, my safety is above government. It even tells you on those documents I'm supposed to be protected better than a president. Read those documents. And in reference to, Rolls Royce or Ferrari, just park it in the yard, man. It has ground effects on it. It might scrape. I don't give a fuck. You think I give a shit? There's ramps and parking garages in California. It's probably going to scrape up the fucking front of it. You think I give a shit? It's more important for me to get to my mother and father's mansions than to worry about the ground effects on a goddamn car. At this particular time, of course. Rule protocols forever of my identity.